ladies, gentlemen, and lizards. So today, we're going to touch on some more mental health stuff. Let's get right into it. Let's see, what is the topic for today? Well then, I didn't realize it was going to be about me. Mentally exhausted and overstimulated mind. Well, let's get right into it. Maybe I'll make a revelation or two, who knows. So, what is the first thing that you feel? More than likely, more often than not, that you feel every single time you are exhausted, you are strung the fuck out, you are pulled in all these different directions. What is it? Irritated. Your temper is a shadow of what it once was, a mere fraction, and it takes the slightest things to piss you off. Or the anxiety is that short on a temper as well. The fuse is ready to be lit, and in fact, if it just sits out in the sun too long, that's all it will take. That is fuck, man. That's true. That's very true. And you know what? The greatest form of planning and dealing with this is prevention. Doing your best to not get to this point. Our best, I suppose, to not get to this point. Now, for those of us like myself, workaholics, it's very difficult to do sometimes, but it's very important. It's extremely important. Now, take breaks as often as you can, and to not overdo it. Which, again, I can say this a million times, but I'm still going to push myself, and so are the rest of you workaholics, but it is important. Today, I might as well be honest. The day I got home after spending time with my dad, I was in some traffic, no big deal. Got on the exit and went right home. And everything was fine. And then I read a line in a story that I was doing for Patreon, which is where you're going to hear this anyway. And the last line was that your embrace is the last perfect thing in this world of tears. And it's with these two teenagers. I won't spoil the story, but she asks him in one of the parts, "Why are you nice to me?" And he said, "Because I treat people the way that I want to be treated." And she asked him what he wanted. And all he said was to be loved. And normally I'd be like, "Ooh, damn, feels. That's, relatable. Fuck." But I cried rather recently. I actually laid in my dark room in my bed as I was recording that. Finished it up, sent it off to my editor, and cried. Sobbed. And it was because I am exhausted. I'm worrying about my friends, which is normally this is a tab open, so I'm going to check on them and do this stuff and help out. But when you're beat and you're just so used to being tired, you don't even feel it anymore. You're so used to just busting your ass and doing all this shit. You know that you're going to be tired, but you don't feel it until something like that sets you off. Or you get your fucking belt or your pants caught in a doorknob, and then you end up ripping that door completely apart with your hands, in a fit of rage, or somebody honks at you and you fucking just lose your shit in your car, bloody your knuckles in your fucking wheel or something like that. You know, you're fine until you're just not. And that's not good for anybody. Granted, I will say, probably did need to cry, truthfully. You know, had a bit of frustration. No, and that's probably why that's probably why I punched the shit out of my door panel. Whenever there was a little bit of miscommunication. It's very rare for me to not be in control and not be disciplined. So, man, yeah. We're talking about where I'm at right now in this fucking little therapy session here. Oh boy. Oh boy. But just keep doing your best. Okay? Workaholics out there, the people who are just can't get away to get a break, or you don't have a place that's serene, you don't have a quiet place. Just keep doing your best, man. Just keep doing your best. Like we always do. But make sure to put some of that effort into resting, taking a break, even if you have to. And I highly suggest this. Even if you have to take your car, drive somewhere, anywhere, preferably a safe part of town, wherever you go, or into the sticks or whatever, with a full tank of gas and a full charge on your phone, and a motherfucker knows where you're gonna be. Just drive somewhere and just be alone in your car. Just sit there, turn the engine off, and be alone. Rage, cry, work out scenarios in your head, but verbally. Use your hands. Talk to yourself. Scream until you can't speak. You need a break. We need a break. And as hard as we work, we deserve it. Okay? So you do that. And if you won't do it for yourself, do it for me. Because the more of y'all that fucking do it, the easier it becomes for me to also do it. And I'm typically pretty good about taking a break, but like I said, it's been a lot lately. You know. And hey, you know, if you're feeling like unmotivated or you don't have interest in things that you usually do, it's because you're exhausted, because all you want to do is fucking sleep. Or all you want to do is just not a damn thing for once, for a change. Okay? And some people, right? They even suffer from acid reflux whenever they're stressing or whenever they're exhausted, like a physical fucking attribute for being so mentally just tired. It's a fucking thing. It happens all the time. And I was kind of surprised about it, truthfully. You know? Or you might feel like you're, like detached generally just from people. You know? Or you can't sleep, or it takes longer for you to fall asleep. Like what I was dealing with before, my eye like fucked me in the ass. Oh man, my eye was whoo. Oh man, those were two of the hardest days that I've had in a long fucking time, man. Shit. Oh, that was bad. But now I'm back to staying up later than I should. I really am trying. It is hard for me because I got a lot to think about, a lot to plan. The road trip to plan, what we're going to work next in the car, the commissions, Patreon, and YouTube, which I'm going to try to post again to maybe tonight. You know, all of this stuff. And it doesn't seem like a lot. And I know a lot of people think, oh, you're just recording in your house. You know, it's not work. It's not bad. It's not that. But work is work. No matter how easy or difficult it is, if you don't take a break, it can and will catch up with you every single time. It's just a matter of when. And you know it. You know it, motherfucker. You know it. So let me ask you this. if you have a hard time, and this is something that I remind myself as well, if you have a hard time taking a break, how much more time are you gonna be not working because you push yourself too hard and you're just out of commission, you're burnt out, you don't have any like creativity, or you have no motivation whatsoever, and you keep pushing yourself and pushing yourself. It's gonna take more time to be able to get yourself to recover, to come back to where you've been, than the time it would take to just take a break. And again, I'm not talking about those who are unable to get out of their situation or it's extremely difficult. I'm talking about motherfuckers like me who just fucking, oh man, who just fucking keep busting ass because we feel lazy if we're not doing something. But it's not laziness. It's your fucking mind and body telling you to take a break. Okay? So listen, because I am doing my best to actually practice what I preach. That's why I can talk about this shit, because I know it. Because I feel it, I live it. Please, those of you who can easily take a break and are just choosing not to, just run yourself into the ground and be like, well, I'll sleep whenever I fucking collapse. You've been doing it for a while. But eventually, your brain is going to get so tired of it, it's going to take longer to recover, and then you're going to feel more like shit. Do yourself a favor. Be as kind to yourself as you are with everybody else. Your productivity and efficiency will skyrocket, especially if you do it consistently and you have a schedule. Trust me, I know because I do it. Trust me. And you know what? And this one I actually quite feel a lot. Like you're unable to take in any new information because your head's just like so full of all of this other stuff that you got to worry about, or you're already being overwhelmed, and it's just like, you can say that 50 times, it ain't gonna change shit. You know, that's another fucking part of it, you know. And if anything, these things that I'm touching on and speaking about, these are things that you can try to apply to your behavior and what you feel to see if you are suffering from mental exhaustion or being overwhelmed, overstimulated. Because this is what it's like. You may only have a couple of these, or you may have all of them, but generally, this is how it affects somebody, you know? And it's not the only thing, you know? Like, you can't tolerate loud noises or bright lights or some type of intense sensory thing, you know? Or hell, even if you, you feel tired, even when you've had enough sleep. Now, that's happened to me. Because before, I used to go to bed at 2 a.m. and I used to wake up at 8 in the morning. Or not 8 in the morning, fuck's sake, I'm sorry. 10. From 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that's 8 hours, exactly. I'd get into bed at like 1-ish, you know, maybe 1:30. Perfect fucking thing, because I got to stay up late and I still got to get up when it was, you know, relatively morning still. And I loved that and I felt great. But, excuse me, I try to do that nowadays. With all this shit that I gotta worry about. I could go to bed at 3 and wake up at 12. I'm so tired at some point during the day. I go to bed at 2 and get up at 12. Excuse me. Same thing. I hate it. Because I'm getting more than enough sleep. I'm getting 8 to 10 fucking hours, you know? 2 to 10 or 2 to 12. It's just, that's what it does to you, man. You know? And you might even think at first, maybe you're just having a bad dream, or you have undiagnosed sleep apnea, which in some people's cases, that could be. You know, so check just in case. It's always good to be safe, you know. The 6 P's, after all. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Something my dad's drill sergeant taught him. Something that we both live by. The 6 P's, baby. 6 P's. it'll fuck that. It'll fucking do that to you. And then you'll notice, whenever you take a few days to just do fuck all, and you're not fucking anxious about, getting back into the workday, and you're actually like in a carefree state of mind, and you take a couple of days, and then, you get back to it, and it's like happy, it's at a steady pace, you're not rushing, you're not worrying or anything like that, you will be astounded at how good you feel and how much better you sleep. Because there are times where I have gotten up with like 5 and 6 hours of sleep, okay? And I was fucking buzzing the whole day. My guy, is all about the mind. Your mind affects everything that you do. How good you feel determines your capability, your efficiency, your output, your amount of drive, tenacity, all of it. How well and effectively you get shit done or not. You don't take care of yourself, man. You can't take care of anybody or anything else. Which is something else I remind myself of constantly. And you know what else too? And you shouldn't feel bad about this, like I said, because like people like us, we feel lazy if we're not doing stuff, right? But truthfully, we are doing something. We are actively recovering. We are actively recharging so we can get right back to going ham in the paint. Yeah, ooh. But everyday chores will feel like too much because you're just at your limit, Because let me put it in another way, right? So, this professor's brilliant fucking man. He was holding out a bottle of water or something of equivalent triviality, something really lightweight. And he said, well, it's not really hard to hold it, is it? I mean, it barely weighs anything. I got my arm fully extended. This is easy, It's easy to carry this. Effortless. And then he says, but what if I hold it for a minute? Still pretty easy, I mean, I do work out. Like, who cares? It's nothing. But what if you stand there and hold it for an hour? Then your arm begins to get tired, maybe a bit sore, depending on how much you worked with your hands the day before. But what if you stood there and you held that bottle of water? It was half empty, mind you, for days, weeks, years. Then it becomes the most strenuous thing you've ever fucking done in your life. Just holding a water bottle. Because you've done it for too long. It doesn't matter what it is, what task, what other people think or deem as difficult or not. If you do anything for too long and you don't give yourself some respite, it will fuck you up. Period. And that's the same principle by which people who suppress their negative emotions down or traumatic events, it's that same thing. You carry it for a day, it's easy. You carry it for a year, it's like you're trying to move a mountain on your back. You just gotta let that shit go. And I'm moving back to taking a break. You have to let those silly little, but I have to get this done shit go. You have to. And for people that are dealing with that, with the suppression part of it, you can't keep holding that shit down forever. It's like trying to put the cap back on to a 2-liter bottle of fucking Coke after you dumped fucking 20 Mentos in there. That never turns out well. And at some point, whether you want to or not, you will have to deal with those emotions. The choice that you have to make is, are you going to do it of your own volition? Are you going to do it one emotion at a time, one traumatic event at a time, slowly, day by day? Or Or are you going to keep pushing it down and shoving and pushing and tucking away until there's no space left in your body and it erupts within you, fractures your mind, causes you to do something stupid or hurtful towards somebody that you care about, that you can never take back, words that you can never reverse? Are you going to take your power back, slowly, one day at a time, with effort? The very same effort that it takes to bottle those up? Or are you going to wait until it makes you explode? Are you going to wait until you put your fist through your windshield? Are you going to wait till you're so fed up and so angry that you brake check somebody and rush them and end up getting shot because you just don't care anymore? Are you going to wait until you scream at your child and scar them? Are you going to let it tear you apart inside and make you a shell of a person that you once were? I truly hope and pray that the answer for all of you that deal with that is no. You're not going to let that happen. Because you deserve better. We all do. Each and every last one of us deserve better for ourselves. The world is already hard enough. Why make it harder for ourselves? I mean, as I said, it's already hard. And we're always putting effort into something, whether it's unhealthy or it is healthy. So you might as well be doing your damnedest to be the happiest and the healthiest you can be. If you're gonna be busting ass anyway, it might as well be for a good cause. Yeah? Remember to be nice to yourself. Please. I can tell you from my experience, the more that I'm kind to myself, the more that I'm understanding. And I'm just like, you know what? I should take a break. I should relax. I should eat that extra chicken sandwich. You know, I should play that one more match. I should shoot those few more rounds at the range. I should, whatever makes you happy. I should work that extra hour on my car because I'm having such a great time with my buddy. We're both bullshitting and singing really fucking silly like to a song that neither of us understand. Do that for you. As often as you can. And if you have good parents or good friends, in fact, you know what? I'm just gonna say this in general. If you have or have found people who are as good to you as you are to them, whoever they are, family, friends, whatever, see them. Take some time, like the breaks that I'm saying that you need to take, to go see them. It'll make it easier for you to take a break, and it's great for you and them. You know, tell them how much you care. Do it. 'Cause they deserve to know just how much you care. They deserve to. And I know you're probably like, well, they know. Of course they know how much I care. I mean, look at all this stuff I do for them. I'm always there for them. But think about how special and amazing, and the fact that it would be a core memory to you if they just abruptly mid-conversation and said, you know what? I really appreciate you. How much you hear from me, how much you do. And I don't say it a lot, but I just wanted to say thank you for being here, for being you. That's how special it would be to them. Like I said, we all deserve to be happy. So do that. Tell the special people in your life just how special they are. Doesn't matter if it's awkward, it doesn't matter if it's at a bad time or any of that. What matters more than knowing it is feeling it, hearing it from you. Trust me. If these people are special to you, make sure that they have no doubt about their speciality. Now you all have a good day out there, okay? Take it easy. Please. I know how hard it is. And those of you who can't escape your situation, find respite in any way that you can. That is not drugs or alcohol. You know, find any tiny window of peace, any tiny window of serenity. Blasting music in your car, going down the highway, driving to the beach. Hell, even just fucking walking out your front door and just walking without a destination. Of course, with protection and in a safe area, obviously. You know, don't be going to no dangerous parts of town or in the woods at night. Fuck's sake, please don't go to the woods at night. My gosh. Whoo. Shh. You come across any fucking cryptid out there, whatever they're gonna do is way worse than any fucking mugger would do to you. Holy shit. A mugger, you might get fucking stabbed or shot. You know, it's you know, pretty cut and dry. With a fucking cryptid, some fucking ancient creature in the woods, hell no. Do not do that. Oh. Anyway. Be nice to yourself. Because as much as you feel that those special people deserve to be happy, they feel that exact same desire to see you as happy as you can be. And hey, if you really want to make them happy, make yourself happy too. Because I can guarantee that one of the biggest smiles that you would ever make is seeing the people that you care about absolutely filled with joy. And that feeling goes both ways, buddy. Every time.